I accidentally spoiled my buddy's dream of being a dad after I made him realize his daughter does not have his genetics. I don't even know how to start, but here it goes. My buddy and I both work as engineers for the same company. We've known each other since high school. He's pretty much my best friend. We played a couple of rounds of Counter-Strike Goofball Offensive tonight, and we're talking via Discord. His girlfriend works as a nurse and will often be on the night shifts, so we usually use this time to game. After the game, we decided to take a quick break for a couple of minutes, so we did the usual crap chat. We somehow talked about school and how both of us really never enjoyed their time there as we grew up. We had both been bullied for being nerdish back in our school days. My buddy said that he hopes his daughter will have a much nicer time later in school and high school compared to him. It got to the point where we talked about all the unimportant stuff we had to learn while we were there. Well, for me, I've always disliked biology classes as I hated the teacher back then. I mean, I really hated them. And I said jokingly to my buddy, trying to sound like my old teacher, the only things my 6th grade biology teacher taught us are mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and you can tell if your mama cheated by your eye color. My buddy is laughing at this point. Really, the eye color? How? I then told him to take me, for example. I have blue eyes, and so does my sister. Apparently, blue eyes are what they call a recessive gene. If one parent has blue eyes and the other has brown, there is only a small chance for your kid to be born with blue eyes. Well, my parents both also have blue eyes of their own, so it would be more than unlikely for me to have brown eyes. My buddy said, "The more you know," then paused for a second. Then he said, "I'll be right back. Gotta make sure the little one goes to sleep now." After that, he returned roughly a minute later, and I could hear him almost sobbing. Me and my girlfriend also both have blue eyes, but my daughter doesn't. It took me some time, but I could calm him down eventually. So after that, we both spent some time Googling away, but nope, blue eyes are recessive as I remembered. We found out that if both parents have blue eyes, the ratio is 99% blue eyes and 1% brown or green, so highly unlikely. My buddy quickly disconnected from the call. I tried to text and call him, but he didn't answer until 30 minutes later, saying he will call me soon. I stayed up all night telling my girlfriend to go to bed without me. The longer I waited, the worse I started feeling and fearing for the worst. I texted him again and again. He always answered, "He'll call me in a couple of minutes." At 5 a.m., he finally called me back and said that his girl came home at 2:30 a.m. and asked him what's wrong. He told her he's not feeling well and will soon get back to bed. He waited until she was asleep to call me back. He told me he will take a paternity test behind her back to have something official to slap in her face. Then he started to cry, so I drove to his place to pick him up, and we went to a late-night drive-through and grabbed something to eat. I've never seen my best friend like this, and I feel like I'm the one responsible for crushing his world. He said that he wanted to propose to her on Valentine's Day, but that's off the table. I dropped him off 2 hours later at his place. He said he will call me tomorrow. Now I'm telling you this laying in my bed next to my girlfriend who slept the whole time while I was unable to sleep. I can't shake the feeling that I destroyed my buddy's life. Update: he is not the father. So the results came in today, and my buddy called me right away. He showed the results to his now ex-girlfriend, and she broke down claiming that even if their daughter is not his, that they should work this one out. My buddy has told her no, and that he will not raise somebody else's kid. She started to demand that since he has been raising her for 3 years now, and that she had, in fact, stopped sleeping around 2 years ago. So they are all good now and can work this over. He's now crashing at my place while giving her and her daughter 10 days to find a new place to stay. My buddy is the only one paying for the apartment and the 2 cars they own, and he will sell hers to his niece. He also told me he's giving her 10 only for the kid's sake. Otherwise, he would have thrown her out right away. He's also looking for a lawyer, and should there be an aftermath to this, but the test is more than sufficient where we live, so he's pretty much off the hook. Also, if you are wondering, the hospital does 3 tests back to back to make sure. I hope he can find peace soon.